y'all doing today? Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show where I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and I'm always joined by my wonderful co-host.
And the credit coach.
Yeah. All right, and we have a wonderful episode, as if you can see here on our screen. I am a veteran, and I'm celebrating with everyone on this show, Veterans Day. So, Cannabis and Veterans Day.
Very good.
All right. Salute. Thank you very much. Well, we have some wonderful guests today, but we're going to tell everyone the outlets of how we are to view this show.
Real quick, we're going to shoot it down. Statusnetwork.net. All right, you go to the internet, load that up, find Holistic Cannabis Show.
That's
all
right.
You can call us right now, 470-251-4647. If you got anything that you want to say, an opinion, or anything, we'll listen. Instagram, manifesttv.status. Facebook, Status Network LLC. Periscope, status_network_. Twitter, status_network_. Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, Status Network, Manifest TV, YouTube, Manifest TV Holistic Cannabis Show.
That's right. All right, thank you for that. Well, we're going to introduce our wonderful guest who has been a veteran and been advocating in the state of Georgia for a couple of years now. Yes, all right. So, Mr. Life Griffin, welcome to the show. How are you doing today? Okay, hold on a second. I can't hear you quite that much.
Okay, so once again, this is Life Griffith, Veteran Health Solutions, Executive Director of Veteran Health Solutions. I just want to say thank you guys for having me on your platform this evening. And yes, I've been out here advocating for veterans, status for hemp and, having an alternative to wellness. So thank you guys for allowing me to be on your platform this evening. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Well, we know you're doing a lot in Georgia and have been, so we just want you to have a platform to get to tell everyone what you're actually doing so that, it's just not us. It's just not the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science. It's you guys, it's us, it's a multitude of us. And we want to show that we have all collectively come together and made a difference in the lives of veterans. And we're still trying as we speak. We got some things in the plans and hopefully in the infrastructure bill. And so we want you to go ahead and tell us about Veterans Health Solutions.
Well, again, as you guys know, I think the last time we spoke was right before COVID-19 hit last year. And this is right before, unfortunately, my mother passed. So a lot has happened. A lot has transpired since then. As of then, again, still going through the unfortunate loss of my mother. And then at the same time, we have launched our new tinctures with a company called Hempco. We launched in Vegas the 3 tinctures that we have, actually the 4 tinctures that we have to help our veterans recognize that they have other options now for alternative wellness called Focus, Calm, and Rest. And of course, we have the Delta 8 products as well. So again, those are the things that we've been doing, working with the company Hempco out of California, making my presence known in Georgia. I'm here in New York City right now, also to do some things here with the veteran community coming up right before Veterans Day. And it's been a lot of work. It's not been easy, especially under Georgia's current, situation. There's a lot going on in Georgia and abroad, and we're just striving to do the best that we can to get the word out that this company has definitely put forth an effort to help our veteran community, and I'm supporting them, and they're supporting me in the effort. And with this type of platform that you guys have, it also helps us get the word out more to the veteran community out there, especially with the current opiate crisis still plaguing us, opportunities that are still scarce in the hemp space. And so we're also providing other things that we're going to do, and I hope that I'll be able to elaborate on that as we move forward in the conversation.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Henderson, what you got?
What's going on with the cannabis out there in New York?
Well, as you guys know, we're now legal to do what we want to do as it relates to the cannabis space in New York City. I was out there in Jamaica Avenue because I'm from Queens, the North Side, and I went out there the other day just to check things out. You have people selling cannabis on the corner now with their cannabis right there smoking. Like, I mean, it's just really crazy to see it. It's like an apocalyptic type of scenario here in New York City. You know, of course, they don't have dispensaries where they should. So people are taking it upon their own hand. Now, you know, we can grow plants here. We can do our own thing as it relates to certain things. So people are just out there doing whatever they want to do now. And it really begins to show you how, one, you know, once they give you this type of a platform to do what you want to do, it can get very ugly, real serious. Right. You know, and it's of the underground and as they say, you know what I mean, the underground, where now there is no real, I guess, say legal or police protection for those things. People are out there. When I was out at Jamaica Avenue, like I said, people had tables set up with gummies and edibles and, you know, just stuff that you find in a dispensary is now on the street corner. Unchecked. So of course that sets off a whole nother precedent on how we handle things. And, you know, again, it's been a very, very rude awakening for me because I'm thinking like, okay, if you legalize this, then hopefully there should be some type of structure. Well, out in the streets, there's no structure.
It's chaos.
It's really crazy right now. And it's going to get crazier, as I tell people now. If you thought 2021 was something, 2022, as y'all saw on the CDC out there about this zombie apocalypse, be prepared. Why are they even saying stuff like that? Because again, you know, if I give you free reign to do whatever you want, then we're talking about, you know, a competition. We're talking about who's going to take over, who's going to be in charge, who's going to be the mainframe. So now I'm going to allow you to fight yourselves to figure it out. Right. And that's going to be a lot of bloodshed. And I really am paying close attention on the ground, as we like to do, boots on the ground, to see what's happening out here and abroad. It's really a very, very insightful time to be totally aware of what's going on around you as it relates to New York City and any place else.
Wow, and New York is the forefront of the United States. That's where everything goes down in New York.
Yeah,
you want to know what's going on, look at New York.
Right.
Just don't look at the Jets or the Bills. Just don't look at the Jets or the Bills.
Right. As I said earlier, you know, the experimentation takes place here in New York to see how everything else is going to spread out across the country. So it is a very, very serious time. I would tell folks to really take heed and pay attention to the details and not get comfortable, because the moment you get comfortable, that's when things really go to the left, and you got to stay right with all of this. You know, it's really a serious time that we're in. As you guys know, we have a new mayor now that's been elected, and so that's going to change a few things in retrospect. So we have a lot going on. I mean, it's not just here in New York, it's in Georgia, it's in Cali, it's in every place else that we go to. So we got to really come together now in terms of advocacy, education, and proper resources. And it's very important that you guys have this platform to give, you know, real careful insight of what's happening out here in the where it counts in the streets, you know, because that's where the revolution is going to really take place, as we've been seeing. It's on the streets with the people. And the people are becoming very impatient and becoming very irate in so many different ways that you just don't know who's who anymore.
Exactly.
You know, it's really crazy right now. So
everything is like it's going
backwards.
Chaotic.
Backwards. I'm gonna just say it like that. It's backwards.
Yeah, it's chaotic out here. I mean, and just people just like in Houston, what just happened out there, and I mean, it's just so much is going on. The vaccine mandates is just too much, you know. And as a veteran, we're trying to celebrate. You know, Veterans Day is coming up on Thursday, and it's supposed to be a happy time. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about Veterans Day today versus Veterans Day 2 years ago? I mean, it's still the stigma behind cannabis, but I mean, today it's I don't know. It looks like it's going forward, you know, to cover and mask everything, but then again, it's taking some steps back. I don't know.
Well, I think there's a lot of how we say smoke and mirrors going on. You know, currently we have legislation in Congress for the physicians now to prescribe cannabis to those veterans like myself and others who need our medicine.
Yes, me too.
Opiate, you know what I mean? Yourself as well. And so we like I said, we can no longer rely on government. We have to now know how to govern ourselves. Veterans Day 2 years ago was different than what it is now. You know what I mean? And what do I mean? Veterans Day have a different meaning for me now as a combat veteran of 19 years of service, as a medical corps, man, or medic, as we like to say, or a healthcare specialist. It takes on a new meaning, especially when it comes to mental wellness. This COVID-19 has now disrupted the mental playing field for a little bit more now, because the uncertainty, if you don't get this vaccine, then you won't get benefits, you won't get service. I'm hearing that Air Force and other people who don't take this vaccine will now be court-martialed. I mean, there's a lot of different variables going on in the military as well as for the veteran community. So this is another reason why the steps that we've taken, I mean, Veterans Health Solutions and HEMCO is saying, hey, well, if the government is not providing the medicine, then we have to provide it. So we've been giving away a lot of our products to a lot of our veteran organizations in California, in Georgia. I'm here, like I said, in New York, do an event on the 13th and on the 10th to provide this free medicine to the veteran community. So it's different for me. As I've always said, we veterans got to now take care of we veterans. Because the moment you think of that uniform, all bets are off. And so we got to bet on ourselves. We got to make sure that we take care of each other the right way and begin to heal each other, because only we know about each other, because we speak the language of us, not them.
Right.
And so, it's different.
There's some other stuff that needs to be like that too. It's some other stuff that need to be like that. Just what you said.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody can't speak the language of us.
Right. And then you have like your co-host there, female veterans, right? A lot of people kind of push them to the left as if they don't count. A lot of them come back with military sexual trauma. Men do too, but you hear a lot of it happen with females. So they have a lot of trauma going on, a lot of mental issues going on, a lot of uncertainty going on with them as well. So how do you take care of them? You got to be able to provide an option for them as an alternative to what they're giving us, because again, they're making us addicts out here, right? From the opiates to the fentanyl, to the morphine, to the Percocet. And so now when you become immune to that, the next thing is the next level drug, which is what? Heroin, right? And then you hear about those so-called 22 suicide victims, which happen to be veterans, but we know it's more than that now.
Yeah.
As I've said before, that report was in 2012. We're now in 2021. So if 22, it's really now 66, those that go unreported, that you don't hear about. Because like I said, the VA and many others is really in a political climate, and we now have to play a politics to the game that they're playing. And we still got to figure a way, how do we hold on to each other and take care of each other? As we say, leave no man or no woman behind. Well, how do we do that? We have to now create our own government within a government. We have to create our own wellness centers without waiting for them to figure out how they're going to take care of us. And this is doing at Veterans Health Solutions. Again, hence the word Veteran Health Solutions, providing a solution to a major, major problem. And that is, of course, alternative medicine for plant-based medicines to help us get back to our natural healing that hopefully will help us with our mental issues that we're going through at this point.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. That's great. We got to get some in our wellness clinic. So, we have the wellness clinic.
Let me know when you're ready. Love to put them in there.
And we also would love if you would have our students to be able to promote your products when they graduate.
We'd love to do it.
That'd be awesome. Great.
Love to come down there, maybe do a course of instruction on what you guys are already doing to talk about the products. We have a ton of products out there for our veteran underserved community. Love to share it with you guys. And, I've been promoting it and getting it out, the word out that, hey, we have something now that we really feel that can help support you in the areas that you need support in. And Love to do it. Just let me know when, and we'll make that happen. Not a problem.
That'll be great. All right, Mr. Henderson.
All right. Well, man, it's been good talking to you.
Yeah, well,
You too.
most
Thanks
definitely.
so much. Bye, man. Can I make an announcement?
Sure.
If that's okay. So on November 10th, I'm going to be doing an Instagram interview with Saha CBD Atlanta, the young ladies that have their little dispensary out there in Atlanta. So check us out on the Instagram, Saha CBD Atlanta. And then, of course, November 11th for Veterans Day, we are providing, products to those veteran communities. Let me know. You can reach me at veteranshealthsolutions.org. And please check out our Hempco website. We're giving all veterans 30% off all the products. So if you go to our website, Hempco, hemp.co, put in code veteran30 for you veterans out there, and you get 30% off of all the products that we have. Just want to make that enough. Thank you guys for having me on your platform. Really appreciate it.
Great. So we have that flyer we're going to post on our site here that's sharing the Saha CBD Atlanta. Is that what it's okay?
Yeah. And the 10th at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
There you go. November the 10th. That's going to be the day before. That's Wednesday. That's actually coming.
Right. We're doing it the day before, pre-Veterans Day event. Hopefully get the word out. I'll stick out the flyer where they can go to the link, and then they can put that Veteran 30 in and go to the special link that we put together for our veterans and those that need it. And I will be sending that to you as well.
Sounds like a plan. All right, we're going to post that everywhere. And we want to thank you again for coming out on the show.
Thank you.
Zooming in, and we would just want to say happy early Veterans Day, and we will see you
as well.
Soon. Salute. Awesome. See you soon.
All right, take care, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
take
guys.
care. Thank you.
All right, bye. Be safe.
Be safe.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, there you have it. All right, so we have Veterans Day information and a lot of news with veterans. So we have a quick video we want you all to watch in regards to Veterans Day and cannabis, or veterans in cannabis, after this. All right. Thanks again for all of our viewers who are watching for the first time.
Soldiers from wars both old and new march down city streets. Flags hang from homes, businesses, even car antennas.
Schumer said today he's making legalizing marijuana a priority for the U.S. Senate. But as he wages the battle at the federal level, military veterans are pushing for access to weed as well. Right now, doctors at VA hospitals cannot legally recommend medical marijuana to vets, even in states where it's already legal. But veterans say medical cannabis saves lives and that they deserve full access like everyone else. So one group of vets in Hawaii decided to sow their own greener pastures. Here's NBC's Hallie Jackson.
On a spectacular stretch of land by the north shore of Oahu sits this farm. Its exact location, not publicized for security reasons, because inside these greenhouses sit 400 cannabis plants grown by veterans for veterans.
So each of these plants belongs to somebody. Is that what these tags are?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
Jason Hanley runs this co-op farm where people grow their own medical marijuana, a lot cheaper than if they had to buy it somewhere else.
How many of those patients that you serve are veterans, would you say?
I would say about 50%.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of veterans.
These 10 plants belong to Gemma Osborne, a retired Air Force staff sergeant who was stationed in New York when 9/11 happened, deployed to the World Trade Center almost immediately after the towers fell.
About 7 or 8 of us got really sick, and I'm still the last survivor out of the group.
It is stage 4 kidney failure in both your kidneys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What does that do to you?
I vomit a lot. I get weak. Stomach pains that can kill.
Osborne was losing weight fast, in pain constantly when she was persuaded to visit Hawaii.
So what happened the first time that you smoked cannabis to try to alleviate your symptoms?
I got really, really, really high. And that's important. So I didn't feel the pain.
Where would you be if you hadn't found this farm and you hadn't found cannabis?
Close to death. Closer to death.
Cannabis works for Osborne and other vets like her. Problem is, they can't get it from the VA. It's against the law for government doctors to recommend it because marijuana is still classified as a Schedule I controlled narcotic. That means right now, even in the 36 states plus D.C. where medical marijuana is legal to treat conditions like chronic pain, vets can only access it if they find it on their own and pay for it out of pocket. Now, a new push in Washington hopes to change that.
When they say, hey, how come the VA can't do it? It's an affordability issue.
Virginia Senator Tim Kaine leading the way.
It might be a veteran saying, I've got chronic pain issues, but opioids are really dangerous. Marijuana is a better way to manage it. And yet the VA hospitals, even in the states like Virginia that allow use of marijuana, certainly for medical purposes, they can't offer that as an option.
Leah Kuntz thinks that's important. She's still struggling with PTSD after 14 years in the Navy.
We should have the choice, though. Like, we don't want to take pharmaceuticals. Awesome. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have that be our only option, pain or pharmaceuticals.
A Veteran Affairs spokesperson tells NBC News the VA does not have a position on bills that would authorize cannabis use for vets. The VA pointing out its providers cannot help patients get it, but veterans will not be denied benefits for marijuana use. You could say some vets are fighting the country they fought for, but that's not how Osborne sees it.
I always tell people that's the best job I ever had.
Was in the Air Force?
In the Air Force.
You just want to see them open the door a little bit to something that has been stigmatized for a long time that you found
Just
is
wanna
almost a
share it.
miracle plant for you.
Absolutely. Not almost, it is.
So part of the reason why some vets argue this is so important is because it expands the toolkit for their doctors. Right now, there are only 2 drugs approved to treat PTSD. A new one has not been approved in nearly 2 decades. So some advocates are now saying, hey, this might be the time to at least, open the door to something new, something that they say works.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
You hear it. This is what the whole complaint is. Now that we've had COVID, not just veterans, but our comrades, the people who we fought for to serve this country for, are the ones also who are now suffering from PTSD over COVID-19. And that's everyone around the United States of America and the world who has a form of a mental health issue, which is a form of, traumatic stress from COVID-19, and how cannabis can alleviate all of that, that anxiety, that fear, and indefinitely help with the symptoms with cannabis, with COVID. And they're not even paying attention or listening to anyone who has something real to say about it, but rather hush us and censor what we say and censor what we put out in the media is got full control and access. So I'm glad we have this platform. I'm glad you all are visiting and watching the show. If you are watching, thank you again. I keep saying thank you because sharing the show is important. Having others who are veterans to watch the show. We don't just talk about cannabis to get high. It's not one of those shows. The Holistic Cannabis Show is your whole full life. That means holistic, mind, body, soul. And cannabis means the plant that helps almost with everything, with every ailment of your body, literally can help all aspects of your body, from your joy to your spiritual to your emotional well-being to your financial wellness. For those who are starting cannabis businesses, that's your financial aspect, to your education, coming out to the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science and getting educated, because we perish for the lack of knowledge, and education is a key component to your holistic life, okay? And there's so many more aspects of cannabis and how it helps us all. So, Mr. Henderson, what do you have to say about cannabis and veterans? What do you think? You've been a caregiver of mine for the past 10 plus years. So how do you feel about working with me with cannabis and the changes that you've seen as being my caregiver?
It's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier because you start indulging in cannabis. It's a lot easier.
Right.
But okay, so check this out. So if you say that you advocate for veterans to have access to cannabis, right?
Right.
It's a good thing, right?
Right.
But what about active military members?
Yeah. They don't get that privilege either.
They won't think you want an F-16 pilot to be full of that good.
Well, no.
I don't think you want that.
No.
But check this out. An active duty person is a person who definitely firsthand seen some PTSD moments.
Wow, yep.
Because they still active.
Right.
And then, but how do you, I guess, dose that? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
When they still active, they still driving around in the tanks, they still supposed to be on top-notch security, highball alert, you see what I'm saying? Well, now, one thing that I do know from cannabis is sometimes it can impair your reaction time and your judgment time. All right? If you get the dozing off, you know.
Well, knowing that they're not going to indulge right before
you could be choking
work.
while you're in the plane.
No, not that kind of.
Oh, my goodness.
No, well, you're not talking about what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as a medication, and I teach this. As far as I'm concerned, I just want to just talk about what I'm asking. I'm not asking as far as what if they're in work and on duty, because we do have strains specifically for work, which is only a CBD. Only a CBD product for work, and then your THC at night. So we don't even advocate for your, because that's one of the things that a person who is knowledgeable and comes out to the classes and they learn how, which we have now, health coaches. So congratulations, my group of health coaches, medical cannabis health coaches will now be available, who will work under King Harvest and now hopefully Hempco, and advocating the different strains of cannabis for veterans and also the world, whoever needs them. There are consultants. They're like your program nurses, home nurses, or however, when it comes to your cannabis. So now we have this group that I'm so happy to have trained. We wrote the books. So yes. Yeah, I'm so excited about that.
But that was my question, though.
Asking you though is, how do you see a difference?
A difference with you? Oh, yeah. And I thought I answered that.
No, you didn't. You were talking about a pilot.
You're definitely different.
Oh, okay.
After getting involved with cannabis, than you were at first discharge. With all of the medications, seeing how it would make you sick, how it would react to your body and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because you saw it. You saw everything.
Yeah, man. But they say that sometimes the drugs is worse than the disease.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to some illnesses or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, man, pills don't always be the thing to help. Sometimes it could be, inhaling some cannabis, smoking some, eating some, drinking some.
Oh yeah, there's so many routes.
You got your CBDs. A person can, indulge in some CBDs.
Yeah.
Like you said, dude, if you even inactive.
Yeah.
But I've seen it change you.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But I still have a question though.
Okay, what's
That's cool
the question?
that we, advocate for the veterans. But my thing is, what about the active duty?
The active duty, right.
You said that you give them a CBD, right? Okay, so if you give them or treat that person with CBD, somebody has to make that decision.
Right.
Well, the thing is, the person that got to make the decision is not the person that's in charge of the VA.
No.
Locally, on the local level.
So
that person is who?
Yeah.
Who would you need to escalate that all the way up to at the VA to say, hey man, look, this is what it is. The commander-in-chief, you will have to escalate that all the way to the commander-in-chief. Well, the commander-in-chief is
Joe Biden. Okay.
That guy.
So the thing is, Mr. Henderson, you're so funny. You're hilarious. I love you.
I just don't think that any of the old guard is going to really be influential to cannabis and the cannabis movement as a whole.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I don't think that, man, if you've been in politics for 45 years, your stance on cannabis is not gonna change.
It's a lot of education that needs to be done. Number one, there's too many, so to speak, people who are stigmatizing it. That's from the church, that's from the old people, that's from the, it's too many people against it. Now, how can we rise up and get some change done if there's too many people already working against this?
By showing responsible use. That's how you do that.
Right. And
you
then
reduce any type of casualties or losses that could come from cannabis.
But there's some more things that I like to talk about, because there's people who are using cannabis who are uneducated. That's why our health coaches are so important now. Our medical cannabis health coaches are going to educate each individual patient. Once they get prescribed the card, their doctors automatically recommend them a medical cannabis health coach. Once the medical cannabis health coach speaks with them, they follow them for the first 6 months of them being on cannabis. That means they journal. Right. They get they start with a micro dose. They don't dose them with the whole thing. They don't give them a blunt and say, here, go smoke this and have a good day. No, that's not the way it works. So the way that we're trying to get it to work is that they actually get the health coach, the medical cannabis health coach, goes through their life and finds out what their diagnosis is. Some of them who have PTSD, their qualifying condition, especially here in Georgia, they're going to be able to say, okay, let's get your mental health taken care of. We got the referral. Let's go ahead and start working on things, your nightmares. Okay, you need to be able to sleep at night. So at night, you're going to be on a indica, a strain of THC that's going to help with insomnia, with sleep, with negative thinking. So what we do is also work with them in their negative thoughts. So we'll give them a gratitude journal with their medical cannabis journal, which is all included in what I created. And they will get that, and they will talk about their gratitude. At night before they go to bed, they will have a loving and positive thought. So they'll have some good things to focus on, and they take their cannabis, and they're able to sleep without waking up feeling groggy and having the side effects from the regular opioids, so whatever that they give us for sleep disorders. And I think that once the education and someone is there with them to help or walk them through starting medical cannabis, they will be able to be educated. And therefore, the government who's trying to say, no, there's so many things going on with it, will know that, okay, if a person is working, that's one of the questions that we ask, do you work? Do you need all-day relief? If they are working, which most veterans are not working, they have most of the day to indulge in the cannabis THC, which is going to be a good strain, but there's going to be an indica versus a sativa. And a lot of people who don't know what an indica is, they don't know that that's for nighttime, and sativa is for daytime, upbeat energy. It helps with energy and things like that, focusing and the ability to be creative. So our books are about that. And like I said, coming out to the classes, getting, you don't even have to come to the classes. We have Zoom classes, and most of the students are on Zoom, and they can get their books either uploaded through the PowerPoints, ebook, or they can get a book shipped to them, so they can always go back and reference. They have like a pocket dictionary to where they know what ratios go with what disorder, what kind of cannabis go with what disorder. So we're trying
like a dosage chart.
Right, but it's not dosages because there's not a real dosage specific for cannabis. It's only how you have to start small and work your way up to where it's actually providing the relief that you need, so that, a veteran person who smoked is not like a beginning person who smoked. So keeping that journal and knowing how much starting there low, right. Everybody starts on the same level, and they work their way up over the couple of days. We always ask for at least 3 days to get it into your system and to see how it feels for you, and if it's actually providing that relief. And that journal and those visits every 2 weeks with the medical cannabis health coach will allow them to understand exactly how the cannabis is working, so they may report back to the dispensary who's providing the cannabis for them to correct the formulations. So it's going to be needed that we have a formulation creator, which are the cultivars, the people who grow the cannabis, can actually build the cannabis for specifically for that particular illness and that person, you know, because not everybody is alike. One person may have diabetes and kidney failure, and the other person may have, you know, cancer, and, you know, so they're going to need a specific strain.
I've been in the hospital from kidneys from smoking weed.
Right. So that's the thing that's going to be able to help. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be in the forefront. I mean, I hope that one day we'll make history. And we are authorized now in the state of Georgia to provide job training and authorized to do so. So we're moving forward. We're excited again. So if you all want to join in, if you want to help, please feel free to give us a call. The number to be reached is 1-888-959-2093. You can also go to the website at thegiftoflifecommunityhome.wordpress.com, and that is a blog site. The Gift of Life Community Home is now offering the holistic cannabis and the cannabis educational classes under the contract of the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science. So yes, those are our parent company now that we're going to be providing the education, and that is going to be a community effort. So those of you who are in the communities who are looking at it as a bad thing, think about all the veterans, think about all the people who are suffering, think about the cancer patients. We just talked about last month on our October Cannabis and Breast Cancer Awareness Month episodes, where we talked about all the strains that we're going to be able to help with those who were dealing with cancer, and how they could be cured with, or I want to say cured, but healed is a great word, with cancer and cannabis. All right, so we have another video, and I just wanted to show that real quick about the history of Veterans Day right after this.
Soldiers from wars both old and new march down city streets. Flags hang from homes, businesses, even car antennas. Ceremonies remember those who dutifully served their nation. It's Veterans Day, or Remembrance Day, as it's known in much of the world, a time to honor members of the armed forces. And it all began in a railroad car with a document to end the war to end all wars. World War I, also known as the Great War, shocked the global community with its unprecedented toll in human life. Untold millions were killed. Germany was running low on manpower and supplies, so they agreed to sign an armistice, or truce, in the French commander Ferdinand Foch's private rail car. On the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, all was quiet on the Western Front. The fighting had ended. Exactly 1 year later, President Woodrow Wilson decreed that Americans should observe a moment of silence at 11 a.m. to remember the armistice and to embrace the peace. Other Allied nations commemorated the peaceful anniversary as well. In England and Canada, citizens wore paper poppies. Poppies had become a symbol of the armistice. The poem Flanders Field described a one-time battlefield. In Flanders Field, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row. In America, the nation's first unknown soldier was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery on Armistice Day, 1921. He was a casualty of the Great War. Since that first memorial, other unknown soldiers from America's wars have been interred in the tomb. And it's become tradition for the president or one of his representatives to lay a wreath on the monument every November 11th. A resolution was passed in 1926 inviting all Americans to remember Armistice Day and the soldiers who fought so hard for peace. The idea caught on. By 1938, the day was marked with so many ceremonies and parades, Congress made it a legal holiday, giving people the day off work. After World War II and the Korean War, Americans wanted to open up the holiday to include not just World War I veterans, but all who served in combat. In 1954, President Dwight Eisenhower, a World War II vet himself, legally changed the U.S. Armistice Day to Veterans Day, honoring those who served in all American wars. For a brief time, starting in 1971, Congress moved the holiday to the fourth Monday in October, giving Americans a 3-day weekend. But most people rejected the idea. The traditional date of November 11th, the anniversary of the Great War's ceasefire, was too historically important to forget. President Ford reversed the law in 1975, returning Veterans Day back to its rightful date. Over the decades, the holiday has changed with the times. Originally, it was a call for world peace. Then in the U.S., it became a day to remember war veterans. Today, Veterans Day is set aside to honor not just those who served in war, but also those who have served their nation in peace.
All right, so y'all heard it here. Cool. The history of Veterans Day. All right, so again, we want to shout out and salute all veterans. Thank you for that. So
I got a question for you then.
Okay. I don't know if I want to hear.
What did you learn from being in the military?
Oh, wow.
What would be the coolest thing that you can remember about your time
man.
while you was in the military?
I learned that I can survive the gas chamber. I wasn't gonna die because I felt like I was. But I did learn, I learned brother sisterhood on another level. I learned that the person that you were next to, your battle buddy, you could potentially see dead on the other side. They probably would not make it back with you, and you had to cherish and be there for that person through thick and thin. It was almost close as being in a relationship, and that's why I always look at you as my battle buddy, because we're on a spiritual warfare out here, and we're in warfare still, you know, sometimes, and it just feels like it's a great thing to have that person who is like a battle buddy who, you know, you got to see them, you got to be there for them, you got to have their six, you got to have their back, you know, and if you don't have nobody like that, hey, we went everywhere together. Our battle buddies was, if one of our battle buddies had to go to the restroom, we had to be there for them. If they had to go to the hospital, we were there for them. So anything that is going to always stick with me is that you got to trust somebody, and somebody is the person that you lay down your life for, and those are important aspects to have. And morals, they taught us to, you know, be members of a team. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a, you know, football player. They're members of that team, mm-hmm. you know, mm-hmm. and the military is the same way. We were a team. We had mm-hmm. we went together, we left together. You know, nobody left behind. You know, we went to serve a mission, and if we didn't complete that mission, you know, we felt like we were failed, and we didn't want to fail. So everybody tried to complete that mission. And when I was in training, which is most of the time that I was there because my injury, but there was so many of us who got assigned to Iraq. So I did join during through a war. Yeah, I joined during a wartime, and it was more of you know, trying to support where was needed. There was signing bonuses. There was, you know, recruiters trying to get you in. It was, you know, right after 9/11. So we were trying to do whatever we could. And I thought that that was the best thing for me to do for my family and for me and my, you know, things that I had going on. So we did. We made arrangements, and we were getting our assignments to go to Iraq, and there was no way out. You know, we watched films on, you know, explosions that was potentially going to happen to us. We were, you know, we were pretty much briefed on what was happening, you know, around the world. We, you know, wasn't excited about it. You know, nobody in my platoon was excited about having to, you know, do a lot of stuff that that was required of us. But we knew that we wanted to do it because we wanted to answer that call to be a servitude. And that's the reason why I joined. And I will never forget and never regret my decision, only that we should make better choices as American people, and for the American people, especially for those who served and signed their names on that paper to go when nobody else would. That's my thought. So, all right. Survey. Women with pelvic pain frequently substitute CBD in place of other analgesic medications. Among those patients who reported using CBD, 81% said that the use of CBD products improved the pain. So shouts out, yes. Action alerts, repeal prohibition. Tell your representative to support the historic MORE Act. That's the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment Expungement. Expungement Act. That's right. All right, so analysis. Government-grade marijuana more closely resembles hemp, has little in common with commercially available cannabis. All right, so they're investigating. Investigators include our results clearly demonstrate that NIDA cannabis samples are substantially genetically different from most commercially available drug-type strains. So what are they doing? Gallup poll, American support for marijuana legalization holds at record high. Gallup pollsters determined that solid majorities of the U.S. adults in all major subgroups by gender, age, income, and education support legalizing marijuana. Yes. All right, and in the latest news, voters weigh in on a variety of marijuana ballot questions. All right, go look that up. New congressional report provides pathway for how the Biden administration can, and then they make it happen, right? New Normal book summarizing hundreds of studies accessing the safety of cannabis. Remembers Bill Piper. All right, so go on normal.com to follow those latest news and details. All right, and there is Mr. Life Griffin again with his SAHA CBD Atlanta and Veteran Health Solutions. Hit me in CBD. November the 10th, 2021. Start time is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and all are invited for this pre-Veterans Day Instagram event. All right, so we're getting ready to help out at the East and the West Shrine Bowl. All right. So if you all are interested, and anyone is interested in any of the games that we are now volunteering for, please give us a call. All right, and our number is 1-888-959-2093. And you can go around the world volunteering at these stadiums. All right, so congratulations. All right. All right, so the Braves are the World Series champs. So we want to shout out Atlanta Braves for all of their hard work and effort. It was a pretty easy task. They won straight in a row. Did that team win any?
Not that I know of. I think they won like 2
They
games.
won 2. Okay, well, they won 2. All right, thousands attend grand opening of the new Black Wall Street Market in Stonecrest, Georgia. Congratulations, new Black Wall Street. I wonder how many people are going to go out and support the new Black Wall Street Market. All right, turkey giveaway. The first come, first served until they're gone at Calvary Impact Baptist Church, and that is in College Park, Georgia. So please go on our Instagram page for more details on the turkey giveaways. That was us. We ran into, what was that?
Sean Witherspoon.
We was at the Metallica concert.
We hung out with some pretty cool people.
We hung out with some really cool people
while we was out there.
Yes. All right. And there you go. That was the big old stadium. This is going on November the 11th. The medical cannabis and the Veterans Hemp Solution, Veterans One Plant with James Messenger. We're going to be at the VA with our casket full of pills and rallying, letting VA know that we want cannabis for medicine instead of all the pills and all the suicides that have taken the lives of our brothers and sisters in the military. So we will be out November the 11th. Please find it on Facebook. It is the Veterans Day Rally, Cannabis Rally, Veterans Day Cannabis Rally with James Messenger and One Plant. All right, so shouts out to Maverick City Music in Atlanta on the night before last. They were in the building, and it was a wonderful event. Everyone was, spirit-filled event. That Hammond, I can just remember hearing that Hammond just imagine, all of those people and just praising God in one accord. That was just an amazing event. So big shouts out to Maverick City Music. Y'all got to go and look them up. They're very good, and they had gospel rap and everything. Yes. Again, thank you, veterans, honoring all who serve. Veterans Day is Thursday, November 11th. Thank you for your courage, dedication, and hard work. And thanks to the military families for their support, resilience, and sacrifice as well. So thank you, Mr. Henderson, for being a family of a veteran. We love you. I thank you so much. You have been a wonderful battle buddy. So shouts out to you as well.
All I want is just free pancakes.
Oh, free pancakes. Okay, we're going to go get free pancakes. Oh. All right, well, thanks again for watching, everyone, and for tuning in to our rescheduled episode. Normally, our shows are every Sunday from 5 to 6, so keep a watch out and stay tuned for next week's episode. Until then.